Hi, my name is Lady Grace, and this is a response to your abortion, pro life versus pro choice. First of all, I want to go ahead and give a little credit where credit due. I want to let you know that your blog, is what's up. I like the fact that you stimulate, my mind and, several others with your mainstream topics. So I like to encourage you to continue to keep doing that. Yeah, so I want to just go ahead and just shed a little light. I am pro life. Yeah, you didn't kind of really, and you pretty much stated that, you are, pro choice, and I get that, but I feel like you a little disenfranchising toward pro life. And to sum all of this up in one shell, pro life is just basically trying to save a life. I truly believe that the majority of the women that do go to those clinics are misguided. You gave a few of the reasons. You were like not ready to have a baby, rape, the baby might be deformed. What else? I think you had mentioned something about finances. Okay, number one, I am a firm believer about taking responsibility, especially when you being proactive to be preventative of certain things, like to prevent gum disease, you brush your teeth with good cavity protection, whatever, blah blah. Get straight to the point. You didn't mention how when y'all getting together, let's protect ourselves. It's tragic that that most people use that as a reason. If it make them sleep better at night, all those reasons that you had stated in your blog, your video, then that's really not good. Because truth be told, all those reasons are like the mundane, redundant reasons that most people use to kind of be like, yeah, this is it. You just, you have to deal with it. And it's really not true. They do understand. Unfortunately, with every movement, you're going to have that radical individual that's going to be pretty much quoting God and, like they speaking for God. And at the end of the day, we all are going to be accountable for the things we do. I think that might be a little drastic, and yeah, it does hold a little weight on the scrutiny. But I just think that most of the women that do go are misguided. At the end of the day, they're trying to save lives. Like, for instance, most of the majority of the real reasons is the daddies, they when they find out they pregnant, them chicks is just, overwhelmed with joy. Oh, I'm expecting to have your child. And then they're like, whoa, I didn't sign up for this. I'm not ready for that. I don't want that baby, So now they paying for it to go get the abortion. Some women are misguided in that sense. They like, I'm not going to do this by myself. On top of that, family won't support them. And they don't know there's resources out there that, will help you. And majority of the time, believe it or not, once they can get a hold of them and talk to them without the condemnation, women wind up going toward that and then be like, you know what, I don't want to keep my child. Okay, there you got the other reasons. They just don't know who the daddy is. And just to spare the embarrassment, what for? But you got too many women stunting, having kids for men and making them think that, that's their baby. And this is all kind of different controversy. And that's another issue with the child support video. I want to comment on that. Then also, you just got straight up selfishness, my career. Yeah, but then I'm just a firm believer, you got to be proactive and be preventative, What happened when y'all up here making love, ain't nobody using any prophylactics? Okay, you mentioned rape. It's very tragic, but this day and age, that stuff is going down. Females is rocking beds. They letting these dudes in here rape their children and stuff. And I mean some old precious type drama, and that's not cool. If that is the case, it's tragic, and I sure would hate that to ever happen to a woman. But I will probably compromise on that situation, depending on how it plays out. People don't always tell the whole story. But rape, you got folks spending thousands and thousands of dollars for in vitro fertilization. If it's just that easy, you getting raped, you getting pregnant. It's very rare, and then females is fighting back, you know. And truth be told, boys ain't just raping like talking about. The kind of rape that goes on is like in the in-house, like what you were saying about daddies raping their daughters and boyfriends raping the sons. And I mean, it's like walking on the street around the females is fighting back, straight up. You know, I mean, it's gonna take a lot of, you know, and for a woman to just, and pregnancy is really complicated. I mean, you got the cycles and stuff like that. So I mean, it don't happen like that. It's very rare rate. But you know, you have to understand a little history about the abortion reason why. You know, women was, you know, I don't want to have this baby, or they was compelled to not have the baby, drinking bleach, using hangers and stuff. So it came a long way, you know. And then everybody slept better at night when the Roe versus Wade. You know, if it's circumstances of rape, you know, you can't force. Like I said, you know, everybody got to pick their poison. But I just felt like he was disenfranchising toward pro-life. And I think that everybody should be exposed to that fact that it's not always about condemnation with pro-life. You know, they want to open your avenues, you know, give you choices. If you informed, you make better choices. If you knew better, you do better. You know, I mean, that's just the golden rule, you know. You'd be surprised if people this day and age do not know how to read, let alone, even if they do know how to read, investigate and see what they can do to better themselves, you know. But when it come down to responsibility, you know, finances, rubbers, they cheap. You know, people, they supporting their drug habits, they cigarette habits, you know, they drinking habits. While you're at the corner store getting all of that, go and get you some condoms, you know. But I don't wish that on anybody, all the negative aspects. As far as, you know, health conditions, that's what God invented, you know, created doctors for, you know, medicine. You know, it's good, it came a long way. You know, as evolved, you can look at ultrasound and pretty much determine a child's fate. So, you know, that's a blessing that we are able to see that. And I can't really speak for everybody. I don't know to what extent, how much of a burden that will be. But just to say that pro-lifers don't understand, it's just that we trying to get people to be more vigilant and take that step of responsibility when it comes to procreating. Wedlock. It's funny that you say that because folks are stunting now. They don't even care about, you know, getting married, taking the time to date. You know, they fornicating left and right. They don't care. So people past that now. You know, wedlock. Back in the days, it used to be. You know, I'm pretty sure it still is law. It's illegal to have children and you're not married. That's where the whole illegitimate come from. Illegal. But so many people was doing it. You know, you can't fill up the whole jailhouse with folks that's fornicating, but it is what it is. But don't let that not also be a reason either. You got two consenting adults that is in the heat of passion, they getting together and loving it, and it is what it is, baby popping out. I'm not wishing bad on nobody, but I mean, good Lord. Having a baby is pretty much least to your worries. You got folks that's just like, morning after pill can't help them. I'm talking about real raw. They can't turn back the hands of times. I bet they wishing I spent $1 on that, you know, prophylactic. So I guess that's just me spreading a little wisdom on your response. Once again, shout out to the Have Some. You know, I'm feeling your swag on as far as your blog, and yeah.